A low growl of fear, a hand reaching for a broken soul. Can you believe that fear can turn a small, fluffy creature into an aggressor? And can a single act of love heal a lifetime of trauma? The phone rang frantically in the dead of night. It was my friend, Thou, her voice filled with panic. The little Pomeranian isn't doing well. He's completely out of it and keeps biting everyone. My heart sank. I knew she was talking about the two little Pomeranians we had just rescued from a terrible situation. They were abandoned, lost, and full of fear. Her concern was clear. I'm afraid if he gets out, he'll run away and get into more trouble. And the two of them just keep fighting. One keeps biting the other. It's not working at all. I quickly threw on a jacket, my mind racing with images of the two dogs struggling with their own inner demons. One was beautiful, with fluffy white fur, but he was aggressive, likely due to psychological trauma. The other was timid, scared, and constantly bullied by his kennel mate. My car sped to her place, my heart heavy. When I arrived, I saw the little Pomeranian huddled in a corner, his eyes filled with suspicion, his teeth bared. He wouldn't stop growling whenever someone got close. His fear had turned into aggression, making him a danger to himself and those around him. All right, we have to separate them, I said, my voice firm. He's in a state of shock from fear. He needs his own space to calm down. I gently picked up the dog. He struggled and tried to bite, but I held on. I spoke to him in the softest voice I could. It's okay, little one, don't be scared. You'll be on your own, you will be able to rest. And you'll be safe. I took the dog home and placed him in a quiet, separate room. He was still scared, but he stopped growling. I left him there, giving him the space he needed to feel safe, to learn to trust. The healing process began with the smallest gestures. The next morning, I noticed he wasn't as frantic. I carefully carried him to the yard, letting him run and breathe the fresh air. No one is going to hurt you anymore. You're safe now, I murmured. For the first time, he ran freely, without fear. It was as if he was discovering the world anew. I knew this was a good sign. In the meantime, I began caring for the other dog as well. I prepared food for him. You eat so fast, I whispered, as I watched him devour his meal. He ate with a frantic speed, as if afraid the food would vanish at any moment. This broke my heart. I knew that in their past lives, they had to fight for every single meal. I started their full treatment. I had to give them deworming medication. The little Pomeranian seemed to love the taste of the medicine, eating it quickly. I believe his stomach had been empty for too long. They received special care, were given nourishing food, and were groomed. Their fur was matted and showed signs of skin disease. Their fur just keeps shedding, I sighed, looking at the clumps of hair on my hands. And it looks like they have mange. I patiently cleaned and bathed them. The little Pomeranian, though still timid, no longer tried to bite me. He let me clean his wounds and put eye drops in his eyes. He looked at me with eyes full of newfound trust. In that moment, I knew I had succeeded. Over time, both dogs recovered. They no longer fought. They learned to live in peace and adapted to their new life in my yard. They were free to run and play. You guys stay here and get used to it, I told them. I'll find you a loving family, a real home. The process of getting to know them was slow but incredibly rewarding. Every morning, I would open the door, and the little Pomeranian would be waiting, his tail wagging tentatively. Soon, he was a little shadow, following me everywhere. He learned to trust my touch, my voice, and my presence. The other dog, the one with the beautiful fur, also softened. He became playful and affectionate. I realized that their unique personalities, once hidden by fear and aggression, were truly beautiful. I spent countless hours playing fetch, giving them belly rubs, and simply sitting with them, letting them feel safe. Their happy barks and playful growls became the soundtrack to my life. I eventually made a decision. I couldn't part with them. They had become a part of my soul, my little family. They weren't just rescued animals. They were my companions. I officially adopted them, giving them the forever home they deserved. My life is now filled with their joy. We go for walks in the park, where they run freely, their fur glistening in the sun. They chase after balls, play with other dogs, and greet every new person with happy barks and wagging tails. Every morning, I wake up to their happy meows and warm nuzzles. Every evening, they are curled up on my lap. My life and theirs has become whole.